Hello everyone, my name is Service Pierre Carl Williams. I'd like to welcome you back to my channel. And in this brand new series I'm doing, we go over different cities across Lee County, Charlotte County, and Henry County to see how well or bad it did last week in terms of real estate market. Whether you guys are here to buy, sell, or rent, this is a place for you to stay up to date on how your market is doing in your area. With that, let's get started. Alva's real estate market in a week reveals a low volume market with significant fluctuations. The median sales price has increased by 12% to $382,500, indicating a price in property values, though based on limited transactions. Closed sales have drastically decreased by 83.3% to only 2 transactions, signaling extremely low market activity. Conversely, the median days on market has surged by 833.3% to 28 days, suggesting properties are selling much faster than the previous week, but again, based on very small sample size. The list price received has increased slightly to 93.4%, indicating sellers are achieving closer to their asking prices. The median sold price per square foot has decreased by 4.7% to $195 to $15, and active inventory has seen a slight increase of 2.1% to 292. The week supply of inventory has skyrocketed by 512.3% to 145.9 weeks, indicating a significant oversupply and a strong buyer's market. Overall, the data for Alva is extremely limited by the extremely low number of transactions, making it difficult to draw definitive conclusions. The market appears to be categorized by fluctuating activity, data highly sensitive to individual sales, and a significant oversupply of inventory. Buyers may find substantial opportunities, but the market's instability and low activity suggest caution. Sellers face a challenging environment with potentially long selling times and significant price negotiations. Ave Maria's real estate market presents a picture of modern growth amidst fluctuating activity. The median sales price has increased by 10.8% to $637,000, indicating a rise in property values. However, closed sales have significantly decreased by 66.7% to only 3 transactions, signaling a significant drop in market activity. Interestingly, the median days on the market have decreased by 60.7% to 45 days, suggesting properties are selling much faster than the previous week despite the low number of sales. The list price received has increased to 97.8, indicating sellers are achieving close to their asking prices. The median sold price per square foot has increased slightly by 4.1% to $213, suggesting a potential rise in value per square foot. New listings have increased significantly by 42.9% to 10, indicating a surge in properties coming onto the market. Active inventory has decreased slightly by 2.4% to 201, and a week supply of inventory has skyrocketed by 192.7% to 67.0 weeks, indicating a significant oversupply in a strong buyer's market. Overall, the data for Ave Maria suggests a market with rising prices and faster selling times, but with extremely low sales volume and a significant oversupply of inventory. Buyers may find substantial opportunities, but the low activity suggests caution. Sellers face a challenging environment with potentially long selling times, despite faster average sales, and significant price negotiations may be necessary. Now let's touch on Bonita Springs, where the market is showing dips in the week. The median sales price is $494,500, showing a significant 23.3% decrease from the previous week. This contradicts the original observation of a strong seller's market and rising prices, suggesting a potential shift. Closing sales have decreased by 15% to 34, indicating a slowdown in sales activity. The median days on the market have increased by 11.3% to 59 days, suggesting homes are taking longer to sell. This contradicts the original observation of homes selling faster, further indicating a potential market change. The list price received is 92.8% down from the previous week, suggesting sellers are accepting offers below their asking price. The median sold price per square foot has decreased by 15.5% to $298, indicating a potential decrease in value for the size of the homes being sold. New listings have increased by 7.1% to 91, and the active inventory has slightly increased by 0.9% to 1,611. The week supply of inventory has increased by 18.8% to 47.4 weeks, indicating a move towards a more balanced market or potentially even a buyer's market. Given a significant decrease in the median sales price and an increase in market time, the data suggests a cooling market in Bonita Springs. While the location between Fort Myers and Naples remain attractive, buyers may find more negotiating power, and sellers should be more aware of the changing market dynamics. Moving on to Cape Coral, we observe a market with some distinct characteristics in the week ending on March 8th, 2025. The median sales price is $355,000, showing a modest 1.4% increase from the previous week. Interestingly, the closed sales have decreased significantly by 29.4% to 139, indicating a potential slowdown in sales activity. Confirming the trend of longer market times, the median days on the market has increased by 15.7% to 59 days. This aligns with the original observation of homes sitting for around 50 days through the weekly data shows a more precise increase. The new listings have risen by 10.7% to 342, combined with the stable active inventory at 6,382, suggesting increased supply of homes. However, the weekly supply of inventory has seen a substantial increase of 41.7% to 45.9 weeks, indicating a significant shift towards a buyer's market. While the list price received relatively strong at 95.1%, the overall data points to a market where buyers have more options and potentially more negotiating power. The original observation about waterfront properties maintaining demand still holds true, especially in desirable locations, but the broader market trend suggests a cooling environment with longer market times and an increased inventory. Clewiston's real estate market represents a highly volatile scenario with limited data points. The median sales price has plummeted by 84.3% to $55,000, suggesting a dramatic drop in property values, potentially due to a very specific subset of properties sold. Closed sales have decreased by 40% to a mere 3 transactions, indicating extremely low market activity and potential instability. The median days on market has skyrocketed by 770% to 87 days, suggesting properties are taking an extraordinarily long time to sell. The listing price received have decreased to 86.8%, indicating significant challenges for sellers in achieving their asking prices. Median sold price per square foot is unavailable due to insufficient data. New listings have increased by 160% to 13, suggesting a surge in properties coming onto the market despite low sales. Active inventory has increased by 7% to 107, and a week supply of inventory has jumped by 78.3% to 35.7 weeks, indicating a significant oversupply and a strong buyer's market. Overall, the data points a picture of severely depressed market in Clewiston with extremely low sale volume, drastic price fluctuations, and a significant oversupply of inventory. Buyers may find substantial opportunities, but the market instability and low activity suggest caution. Sellers face a challenging environment with potentially long selling times and significant price negotiations. Shifting to Estero, this area is seeing some interesting market dynamics. The median sales price is $552,500, showing a 15.5% increase from the previous week. A significant rise suggests a strong upward trend in prices, though the monthly inconsistency mentioned earlier is not directly reflected in this weekly data. Closed sales have increased substantially by 55.6% to 28, indicating a surge in sales activity, though the low number suggests potential volatility. The median days on the market has also increased by 25.6% to 52 days, suggesting homes are taking longer to sell compared to the previous week. This contrasts with the original observation of slightly longer market times compared to a few months ago, indicating a potential shift. The list price received is strong at 97.7%, showing that sellers are still getting close to their asking price. The median sold price per square foot has increased by 5.9% to $304, indicating a potential rise in value for the size of the homes being sold. New listings have decreased significantly by 22.5% to 55, and the active inventory has slightly decreased by 1.3% to 928. The week supply of inventory has decreased significantly by 56.5% to 33.1 weeks, indicating a tightening market with fewer available properties. If you're looking to buy in Estero, the data points to a market with rising prices and longer market times, but with fewer new listings and a tighter inventory. While the new construction and suburban living aspects remains appealing, buyers may face increasing competition and longer waiting times. Let's take a closer look at Fort Myers, the heart of Lee County, based on a weekly review which ended on March 8, 2025. We see some intriguing trends. The median sales price is currently $365,500, showing a slight 1.3% increase compared to the previous week. This suggests a continued upward trend in prices through the 5% monthly increase mentioned previously is not directly reflected in this weekly data. The number of closed sales is 119, which is a significant 30% decrease from the previous week. This drop in sales can indicate a potential slowdown in market activity. Interestingly, the median days on the market has increased by 11.4% to 49 days, aligning with the previous observation of homes staying on the market longer. This could indeed be attributed to the higher price points and the impact of interest rates on buyers' behavior. While the list price received remains strong at 95.6%, suggesting sellers are getting closer to their asking price, the new listings have decreased by 3.2% to 275. This, coupled with the increase in active inventory to 4,880, further suggests the idea of potential market shift. Finally, the weeks supply of inventory has jumped significantly by 43.9% to 41 weeks, indicating a move towards a more balanced market or potentially even a buyer's market. Overall, while prices are still showing a slight upward trend, the data suggests a cooling market in Fort Myers with fewer sales, longer market times, and increased inventories. Sellers should price their homes competitively and be prepared for a potentially longer selling period. Fort Myers Beach represents a unique market scenario marked by significant volatility. The median sales price has dramatically decreased by 51.3% to $390,000, suggesting a sharp drop in values. Those sales have plummeted by 42.9% to a mere 4 transactions, indicating a severe slowdown in market activity. Conversely, the median days on market has surged by 31.4% to 69 days, reflecting a substantial increase in the time properties are taking to sell. The list price received has slightly decreased to 92.7%, signaling potential challenges for sellers in achieving their desired prices. However, the median sold price per square foot has more than doubled, increased by 101.9% to $1,041, suggesting a potential shift towards the sale of high-value, smaller properties. New listings have increased by 25% to 35, and active inventories have seen a slight increase of 2.4% to 860. Notably, the week supply of inventories has skyrocketed by 79.1% to 214.9 weeks, indicating an oversupply of available properties and a significant shift towards a buyer's market. Overall, the data paints a picture of a market undergoing substantial adjustment, likely influenced by post-hurricane recovery and changing buyers' preferences. The significant decrease in sales price and the dramatic increase in inventory suggests a challenging time for sellers, while buyers may find increased opportunities and negotiating power. Immokalee's real estate market represents a scenario of extremely low transaction volume and significant data volatility. The median sales price has increased by 16.7% to $372,000, but this is based on a single sale, making the data highly susceptible to distortion. Closed sales remain a single transaction, showing no change from the previous week, indicating minimal market activity. The median days on market have remained at 110 days, suggesting properties are taking a very long time to sell. The list price received has increased slightly to 95.7%, indicating sellers are achieving closer to their asking price, though again, based on a single sale. The median sold price per square foot has decreased by 13% to $200, which could be indicative of a specific property sold. New listings have decreased to a single listing, indicating a significant drop in new properties coming on the market. Active inventory has decreased slightly by 5.4% to 35, and a week's supply of inventory has decreased by 5.4% to 35.0 weeks, suggesting a slight tightening of the market, though this is likely due to the lack of sales rather than increased demand. Overall, the data for Immokalee is severely limited by the extremely low numbers of transactions, making it difficult to draw definitive conclusions. The market appears to be categorized by very low activity, long selling times, and the data that is highly sensitive to individual sales. Buyers and sellers should exercise extreme caution and seek additional market information before making any decisions. Labelle's real estate market showcases significant growth, and the median sales price has surged by 190.5% to $290,500, indicating a substantial increase in property values. Closed sales have doubled, increased by 100% to 18, suggesting a significant uptick in market transactions. Conversely, the median days on market have decreased by 32.2% to 58 days, indicating properties are selling much faster than the previous week. The list price received has slightly increased to 94.9%, indicating sellers are achieving closer to their asking prices. The median sold price per square foot has decreased by 12.9% to $213, which is interesting given the overall price increase, potentially indicating a shift towards the sale of larger properties. New listings have increased by 38.5% to 36, and active inventory has seen a slight increase of 0.2% to 536. The week supply of inventory has decreased significantly by 49.9% to 29.8 weeks, suggesting a tightening market with fewer available properties. Overall, the data points to a robust seller's market in Labelle, with rising prices, increased sale activity, and faster selling times. Buyers may face increased competition and should be prepared to act quickly, while sellers can capitalize on a strong demand and rising prices. Moving on to Lehigh Acres, we see a unique dynamic in the market of the end of last week. The median sales price has experienced a dramatic 85.2% decrease from the previous week, landing at $31,000. The significant data suggests a potential data anomaly or a very specific subset of properties impacting the median. The number of closed sales is 103, a 20.8% decrease from the previous week, indicating a potential slowdown in sales activity. However, the median days on market has increased slightly by 2.5% to 41 days, suggesting homes are taking a bit longer to sell, though still relatively quickly. The list price received remains strong at 95.9%, showing that sellers are still getting close to their asking price. The median sold price per square foot has increased by 1.9% to $215, indicating a potential rise in value for the size of homes being sold. New listings have increased by 5.7% to 295, and the active inventory has seen a slight 1.5 increase to 3,939. The week supply of inventory has jumped by 28.1% to 38.2 weeks, suggesting a shift towards a more balanced market or potentially even a buyer's market. Given the significant drop in median sales price, further investigation into specific properties sold is warranted. While the market is still active with new listings and sales, the increased inventory and weak supply suggests sellers should price their homes competitively to attract buyers in this evolving market. Marco Island's real estate market showcases a high-end market experiencing significant fluctuations. The median sales price has risen to $1.5 million, marking a 9.1% increase from the previous week, indicating strong price appreciation. Closed sales have increased by 50% to 23, suggesting a surge in activity, though the low volume indicates potential volatility. Notably, the median days on market have skyrocketed by 220% to 104 days, suggesting properties are taking significantly longer to sell. The list price received has slightly decreased to 92%, indicating buyers are negotiating and sellers are accepting offers below asking price. The median sold price per square foot has decreased by 15.2% to $618, suggesting a potential decline in value per square foot. New listings have increased by 12.5% to 45, and active inventory has seen a slight increase of 0.6% to $894. The week supply of inventory has decreased by 12.6% to 38.9 weeks, suggesting a tightening market despite the longer market times. Overall, the data points to a market with high prices and fluctuating sales activity, but with significantly longer market times and a decreasing price per square foot. This could indicate a shift in buyers' behavior or a potential adjustment in the luxury market. Buyers may find opportunities for negotiation, while sellers should be prepared for longer selling periods. Mirormar's real estate market represents a highly volatile picture with limited data sets, with limited data points. The median sales price has significantly decreased by 60.9% to $1,232,500, indicating a substantial drop in property values, potentially due to specific property sold within this luxury community. Closed sales have increased to 2 transactions, up from 1 in the previous week, indicating minimal market activity. The median days on the market have decreased by 46.9% to 69 days, suggesting properties are selling faster than the previous week, though still taking a considerable amount of time. The list price received has decreased slightly to 94.5%, indicating potential challenges for sellers in achieving their asking prices. The median sold price per square foot has decreased by 32.5% to $535, which could be indicative of the specific properties sold. New listings have increased to 2 listings, indicating a slight uptick in new properties coming onto the market. Active inventory has decreased slightly by 1.5% to 67, and a week supply inventory has decreased significantly by 50.7% to 33.5 weeks, suggesting a tightening of the market. Overall, the data from Mirormar Lakes is limited by the extremely low numbers of transactions, making it difficult to draw definitive conclusions. The market appears to be characterized by fluctuating activity and a data that is highly sensitive to individual sales. Buyers and sellers should exercise extreme caution and seek additional market information before making any decisions, particularly given a significant drop in median sales price and a limited number of transactions. Naples' real estate market demonstrates a nuanced picture. The median sales price has risen to $669,460, marking a 10.7% increase from the previous week, indicating continued price appreciation in this premium market. However, the number of closed sales has decreased by 50.9% to 180, suggesting a potential slowdown in transaction volume. Interestingly, the median days on the market has also decreased by 8.6% to 53 days, indicating properties are selling slightly faster than the previous week. The list price received remains is relatively stable at 93.9%, showing that sellers are still receiving close to their asking price. The median sold price per square foot has increased by 8.7% to $368, further highlighting the rise of properties in Naples. The market is seeing an influx in new listings with an increase of 13.9% to 475, and the active inventory has also seen a slight increase of 0.8% to 7,955. The week's supply of inventory has also increased by 19.9% to 44.2 weeks, suggesting a potential shift towards a more balanced market, although it still favors sellers. Overall, prices are still rising and homes are selling relatively quickly. The decrease in sales and an increase in inventory suggests a potential moderation of the market. Buyers may find slightly more options, while the sellers can still capitalize on the strong demand and rising prices. Fort Myers presents a mixed bag of trends in the week. The median sales price has decreased slightly by 3.1% to $661,500, indicating a potential softening in prices. However, we see a significant surge in closed sales up to 16% to 29, suggesting increased transactional activity. The median days on the market has also increased substantially by 76.1% to 63 days, indicating properties are taking considerably longer to sell compared to previous week. The list price received is down slightly to 93.4%, indicating sellers are accepting offers below their asking price. Conversely, the median sold price per square foot has increased significantly by 17.7% to $186, suggesting potential value appreciation in the size of homes being sold. New listings have decreased by 8.1% to 57, while active inventory has seen a slight increase of 0.7% to 1,050. The week's supply of inventory has decreased by 13.2% to 36.2 weeks, indicating a tightening market with fewer available properties. Overall, the data suggests a market where prices are slightly down but sales are up, yet homes are taking longer to sell. This could indicate a potential shift in buyers' behavior or market dynamics. Buyers may find some negotiating opportunities, while sellers should be prepared for longer market times but potentially higher per square foot values. Now let's talk about Sanibel and Captiva. These barrier islands have always been a premium market, and despite a few challenges with Hurricane Ian's recovery, things are starting to pick back up. The median sales price has surged to $1,170,000 this week, showing a significant 29.1% increase from the previous week. This confirms the upward trend in prices we have been seeing. Closed sales have increased dramatically by 150% to 10 this week, indicating a surge in activity, though the low numbers suggest volatility. The median days on the market have decreased sharply by 80.6% to 18 days, suggesting homes are selling much faster than the previous week. This contradicts the original observations of homes sitting longer, indicating a potential shift. The list price received is 93.8%, slightly down from the previous week, suggesting some room for negotiation. The median sold price per square foot is $515, showing a 5.2% decrease from the previous week, which is interesting given the overall price increase. New listings remain stable at 32, while active inventory has slightly increased by 3.5% to 645. This week's supply of inventory has decreased significantly by 58.6% to 64.5 weeks, indicating a tighter market with fewer available properties. If you're selling a Sanibel or Captiva, make sure your property is in tip-top shape. Buyers are paying premium prices for those that are move-in ready. The data points to a market that is very active with quick sales and high prices, despite the slight decrease in price per square foot. Upper Captiva's real estate market represents a highly constrained picture with extremely limited data. The median sales price is recorded at $657,000, but this is based on a single transaction, rendering it statistically unreliable. Closed sales remain at 1, indicating minimal market activity. Median days on market are unavailable, suggesting the property sold quickly or data was not captured. The list price received is 97.3%, reflecting a closed to asking price transaction, though again based on a single sale. The median sold price per square foot is $667, but this is also based on a single transaction. New listings remain at 1, indicating a lack of new properties entering the market. Active inventory has remained constant at 33, suggesting no change in the number of available properties. The week supply of inventory is 33.0 weeks, remaining relatively stable. Overall, the data for Upper Captiva is severely limited by extremely low numbers of transactions, making it impossible to draw meaningful conclusions about market trends. The market appears to be categorized by extremely low activity, and any reported figures should be interpreted with extreme caution. Buyers and sellers should seek additional market information from alternative sources before making any decisions. That wraps up this week's real estate market update for these cities in Southwest Florida. If you guys are looking to buy or sell in Southwest Florida, please click on my link in the description below to schedule a free Zoom call with me to discuss how I can help you further with your goals. With that said, please like, subscribe, and turn on the notifications so you never miss an update from me when I post more real estate content just like this. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.